And hey, everybody, welcome again to my virtual campfire. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so glad to be back home in Texas. I mean, it's been cold here the last few days, but I'm telling you, up in Chicago, where I just was for the last several days, it is brutal. And I'm going to tell you about it here in the next few minutes. Kind of the importance of having a good plan B. I'm also going to talk about Camping World, but I want to start out with an announcement. Thursday of this week, which will be the 25th. We're going to have the launch of a brand new YouTube channel. It's going to be my brand new YouTube channel. It's going to be one of RV walkthrough videos. Instead of being done by just one person or just one dealership, if the dealership is a member of the RV Dealers I Trust Network, if these are Wingman approved dealers, we're going to be having all different brands, all different kinds of walkthroughs on this channel. It will launch on Thursday of this week. So we'll have a video every single day of the week between the two channels. And again, as we get closer to Thursday, I'll be giving you some more information on that. Did anybody go to the Tampa show, the Tampa RV show? It just wrapped up last week, obviously. Besides it being colder than normal down there, did you find the show to be as interesting as you thought it was going to be? Was it more optimistic? Were the people more optimistic, pessimistic? No change? Did you buy an RV? Let me know. And speaking of shows, there's a big one going out, of course, out in Quartzite. Happens this time every year. I think it runs through this next Sunday. So it's a week from now. And at that show, if you're going out there, I want you to stop by the people that I buy my shirts from and say hi. It's called High Seas Trading Company. Terrell Agnew is the owner of that company. He's a super good guy. These are made in America. They're good looking shirts, and just tell him hi, and I bet you he gives you a Wingman discount. So let me jump over before I tell you about my Chicago trip. I'm going to tell you that late, Wednesday of this last week, I saw across RV Business, a story came up about Camping World. And I'm like, that is the weirdest story ever. And I'm still trying to figure out what it meant. So if you have any theories, please drop them down below. Maybe it's nothing, but I'm old, I'm suspicious, I'm skeptical, and I'm wondering what the hell this is all about. So here's the story. It says Camping World eyes strategic alternatives for Good Sam. What is that all about? I thought Good Sam was like their most profitable brand, right? It says that they announced that it's reviewing potential strategic alternatives for the company's Good Sam business, which could include a potential sale, spinoff, or other disposition of the business. No decision has been made whether to proceed with any particular alternative. The company has not set a deadline for the strategic alternatives review process, and there can be no assurance that this process will result in any particular outcome, according to the brief press release. According to the Good Sam website, Good Sam is the world's largest organization of RV and outdoor enthusiasts with over 2 million members. Members enjoy camping discounts, blah, 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 blah. What's that all about? That just seems like it's just so bland, so nothing. Why would Camping World make such an announcement? There's really nothing to announce. Wait a minute. I think if you're in the stock market, if you're a member of the stock exchange, if you plan on any big moves with your company, you can't do it in secret, that you have to make an announcement about it. What could they be doing or maybe have done? I'm not, anticipating anything. I'm not predicting anything, except this just doesn't seem right to me. And if you have any theories on what they might be doing, I mean, Good Sam, think about it. Good Sam, I believe, is the most profitable division for Camping World. They make more money, I think, off of Good Sam than they do off of selling RV. So why would they sell that division? Why would they do it? Well, they didn't say that they're going to sell it, but they could. Who feeds Good Sam the most customers on planet Earth? Doesn't Camping World feed Good Sam? Do you see why I'm perplexed? Love to hear your theories down below. So when I was in Chicago, I'm going to tell you how it went. I was going up for a business trip, and I took my wife with me. We're going to make a fun 3 or 4 days out of it. So we're going to fly up on Thursday, leave Houston, Texas. Weather's pretty good. It's supposed to be getting cold. And get through TSA. The luggage is already boarded. They're getting ready to board the airplane. I get a phone call. It's Kevin Fraser at Cheyenne. Hey, what's going on? Have you left yet? No, no, no. We're getting ready to board the plane. Turn around. Go back home. Don't come. What? He says, this is Iowa. He says, it's going to be bad when you come up here. So that's okay. I'm going to come anyway. He says, well, I don't think you're going to make it to Walcott. Anyway, so that was my first hint that I probably should have looked at the weather forecast early. And so we decided we boarded the plane, fly to Chicago, and Lisa's like, this is great. We get our little Genesis to drive around, and this is great. Weather's great. I said, this is as good as it's going to get. And we woke up the next morning and there was snow all over the place. It was beautiful. It wasn't super, it wasn't a lot of snow. It wasn't super cold yet. Looking out the hotel window, you could see this thing was a mother of a snowstorm. And we enjoy that. Being from Texas, we almost never see snow. So I go outside to start the rent car up, and I mean it's good snow, wet, the kind when you're a kid you want to make snowballs out of. And that was about as good as it got. It got a whole lot colder and miserable. And then as we're driving around, we had to cancel that going to Iowa. I was supposed to go over and see Ron Burge over in Ohio, had to cancel that. So what are we going to do? We're going to spend the next 3 days just kind of dealing with it. So we had to go to a plan B. And as we're driving around Chicago, looking around and going, that's where Lisa grew up. We went to her old stomping grounds. In every parking lot, most of them were vacant, very little traffic out there, especially, in that cold weather. And there were dead Teslas all over the place. I mean, scattered out all over the place. And then this past week, you've seen the news story. So I pulled it up. Chicago area Tesla charging stations lined with dead cars in freezing cold, a bunch of dead robots out here. Well, in my opinion, they're not just dead robots. They are future dead human beings. And what am I talking about? This was the kind of weather that people die in. Coldest I've ever been in my life. And I know I'm a sissy, not trying to play like a tough guy, but let me tell you something. When it's minus 30 wind chill, when the real temperature is minus 10, minus 12, it hurts, even tough people. Story continues. Desperate Tesla owners in and around Chicago were seen trying to charge their vehicles with no luck. Amid frigid temperatures that have gripped the Midwest, charging stations have essentially turned into car graveyards in recent days as temperatures have dropped to the negative double digits, Fox Chicago reported. Nothing, no juice, still on 0%. I was in my little Genesis, heater's going really good, got my seat heater going good, and I see this dude pull into the Tesla, the charging station. I was going to say the gas station, charging station. He's got his phone and he does whatever he does with his phone. He tries to poke it in or feed it, whatever, next to the charging station. And he's like, he can't figure it out. And I'm thinking, what's going on? Well, maybe this is it. I mean, there were a bunch of dead Teslas around. I did not see any people inside those Teslas, but it made me wonder how many people are really prepared for when the you-know-what hits the fan. And it hit the fan in Chicago and many parts of this country. I mean, what are we going to do when our Tesla doesn't work? You don't call AAA and say, come give me a jump. Come, squirt me in a little bit of electricity. I don't think. Most of us, I don't believe we're prepared with much of a plan B. So let me tell you what we did. We stayed at a very nice hotel there in Skokie, Illinois, which is home of the Holocaust Museum. That was the highlight of my trip. And I'm going to tell you about it maybe tomorrow or the next day, but it was so impactful. There were 6 people in the museum on Sunday afternoon, 6. Lisa and I were 2 of those 6. Big old place, beautiful. And you talk about having an impact on you. It ought to be on your bucket list. Just a respectful suggestion. Some of the things I noticed is the people up there had really short tempers. Not much of a fuse, if you will, me included. The hotel we stayed in, a very nice hotel. First night was perfect. Second night, every girl that was from 6 to 12 years old and their parents that was into ice skating from like a 3-state region was there, descended on the hotel for some kind of a competition. And it was, I think the competition was see how loud they can be. I'm not trying to be a Scrooge here, but I mean, it was terrible. Went down, tried to talk to the people at front desk. They were nice. All I had to do was be nice. And so what would you like me to do? Because after 9 o'clock, when it gets quiet, it's supposed to be quiet, and you're going to go, who's this guy? Well, I'm going to be the guy that's coming downstairs. And if you guys You'll either have to make all of them be quiet or give me another room and put me in the, I don't care where I stay, just want to stay away from all that noise. And they were so accommodating. Got to the airport when we finally left to come home, and there all the employees were frustrated. Half the employees didn't show up for work, whether it's the restaurants or I think the pilots, the flight attendants, people just didn't show because it was so damn cold. So we've got some time to kill before the flight. We go into the restaurant. There's an empty table over there, and this gentleman, we said, "Can we get that table? Well, you can sit at the bar." Well, we don't really prefer to sit back at that table. It's less crowded and we got a little time to kill. He groaned, okay, and he walks back there and says, "They ought to pay me extra for these steps." I know he's just thinking out loud, but they ought to pay me extra for these steps. I was just over here. I'm like, oh, what a shame. So he's grumpy. I'm kind of grumpy, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for our waitress. Hey, there's our waitress. And she shows up and she goes to this table. And about 2 tables over, she says to the lady, she says, "We don't have any oatmeal. We don't have any bowls, and we're out of bread." I winked at Lisa. She's like, "What?" She says, "You just wait." So the girl comes over and she says, "Can I take your order?" And the one next to her. And then she comes over to our table. Lisa orders her stuff. She says, "Sir, can I take your order?" I said, "Yes, you may. I'd like a big bowl of oatmeal and a side order of buttered toast." She looks up at me and I smiled at her, and she broke out with the biggest smile. She said, "Thank you for making me laugh." And I thought, it doesn't take much to turn somebody that's surly and grumpy and would put a smile on their face. Guess what? She found some bread. She did, and I got it. And I think that the reason I got it, and I think the reason I got another room, was I didn't go to instant rip somebody's head off. I didn't do that. I thought about it. I did. I'll be honest. Think about it. But I'm going, what? Those people are having a tough time. I don't think I'd want to come to work on a day like this. I don't think I'd want to have to deal with those screaming girls running up and down the hallways of the hotel. Let me cut those people some slack. And I did. Let me tell you something. If that lady wouldn't have smiled, if they couldn't have given me another room, there's nothing they could have done. I mean, I did my best. They did their best. Sometimes you know what happens. That's why it's important to have a plan B. Whether you are driving in 10 degree below zero weather in your electric vehicle, or you are, getting on an airplane, or you've got your savings account at home, or your RV you're taking with you, have a plan B, because most of the time you're going to need it. At least that's the way I have found. And the key is not just having a plan B, but try to have a plan B where you can experience some level of joy. So I think I'm going to leave it there today. Thank you for watching. Again, on Thursday, we're going to launch the new YouTube channel. I hope you'll check it out. The videos are only, none less pontificating. We don't do that over there. They're only going to be the RV walkthroughs, and only done by my Wingman approved dealers. Not a company spokesperson that's professional in front of the camera, but actual salespeople that will go out and do these walkthroughs. So if you have something on your wish list, I don't care what brand it is, what model it is, and we're going to have new and used, it's going to be on this channel. That's going to be on Thursday. I'll have more information as we approach Thursday. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Please, if you would, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below. Let me know where you spent this last week when it was so dang cold, and just say hi. Again, thanks for watching. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice. Don't leave your good manners at home, and y'all stay warm wherever you are.